For those of you that do not know, I am the Lucretia Deerfor.
Duh.
Yay!
I am the Baron, Baron Von Leahy. I'm the Professor. Professor Ulysses S. Marble. You have to say the whole name.
I like your saying.
Well, I just say the Baron, but then I say the whole name. They need to know.
I'm kind of incorporating my title into my name, so I mean that's...
And she's not really the Lucretia, she just felt left out. Everyone else in our group has a the title, she doesn't.
Alright, we're gonna duel soon. That's not cool.
Your mom smells like turkey food.
You're gonna die. Okay. So,
sorry, we're jumping the gun. We're jumping the gun.
Yeah, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We're already trying to do each other.
Dueling.
Yes. So, let's talk about why we're doing this panel. Who are we? We are a bunch of steampunk enthusiasts. We are steampunk creators. We host a web series online through Dog2 Media. And so why would we do a dueling panel, you say? Well, we think it's pretty awesome, the idea that people at one time would get together, decide on rules, stand in front of each other, and kill one another.
Yes.
That is badass.
It's also how we solve all of our internal problems.
It is. Most bureaucracy can be solved by a shot to the head.
Is that why the general is missing?
Try as we might, we can't kill the general.
He comes back.
We're working on it. He's like that cat, you know, he comes back every day. Anyway, back to the dueling. So, we did a lot of research on dueling. We tried to find out exactly why dueling happened, where it came from. Professor, do you want to start by giving a brief history of how dueling began?
No. Dueling began obviously to solve problems. It was basically, you've offended me so greatly that I must take your life. So the idea was that if someone was offended so horribly, and it didn't have to be, you know, an overly egregious offense, the person just had to take it that way. Saying your mother smells like turkey is something that nowadays we can easily brush off, but at one time was an affront to not only my honor, but my entire family's honor, and my status in my society, and my circles that I swam in. So it was such an egregious offense that I had to answer it by challenging him to die.
Essentially, dueling started occurring in high society. That was the only group of people that actually dueled. Lower society would solve their problems with, say, a fist fight at a bar, or something like that. But higher society...
Which is more fun sometimes.
It really is. And most of the time, no one dies. Sometimes they do. So, high society said that we need a way to solve our problems for egregious offenses. And so, it developed out of a lot of medieval traditions. It developed out of a lot of battlefront traditions. So, there are actually, and I know that we had mentioned before that there are duels. Duels are fought between men, and that is very true. Back in medieval times, actually, there were a couple of duels that were fought by a woman and a man, and the woman was actually given an advantage by having the man put in a hole that he couldn't move out of. One of those little-known facts. So, if the professor and I were dueling in medieval times, he'd be put in a hole. Guys, I love playing the woman card. Just throw it out.
Yeah.
So,
We have so many horrible jokes. That's it. Anyway.
So, but we're talking a little bit more about the Victorian era and a little bit more about that time forward. How dueling occurs. Let's go into that because we talked a little bit about the history. So let's go into how a duel would actually start. First, someone would have to insult another person of equal class.
That's the biggest key with the dueling. Someone of your equal status.
Like let's say the Baron, he's a very high class man, correct?
Yeah, hello.
Now let's say that the professor is some street urchin. Street urchin. I'll throw some dirt on you if it helps. Street urchin. Insult the Baron?
Your father smells of elderberries, and you're far too tall, and your hat is misplaced on your large melon-shaped head.
Now, that makes me upset, but clearly this lower thing, which is beneath me, I'm not going to waste my time. Why would I dirty my own hands? So I would just be like, and send my minions after him, take him up behind the bar, punch him in the face a couple times. So, because I'm not going to dirty my own hands.
Of course not. Why would you?
No, of course not.
But let's say that someone like myself and the professor are of equal and high class. What we would do is, let's say that the professor insults
We're at a wonderful
someone.
tea party.
You can't see it, but my pinky is up. one of the unfortunate things about the arm claws, and I've just dumped tea on myself.
And we're talking, having a good time. Now what do you think of that professor character?
I like him. What does he think of me?
I heard that he thinks your mother smells like cow turds.
What? What?
To be fair, she's a dairy farmer. So it's near acceptable, but it's still true.
We may have come into money, but we have certainly, sir, achieved greatness with it.
Hang on, wait. There we go. All right.
Yes.
Sir, I challenge you to it. Wait, no, hang on. Wait, I insulted you. You
You
challenged
did
me.
insult me.
All right. Sorry.
Dude, you cannot.
You're very offensive. I assume that was an offense.
I challenge you to a duel first.
Get in the hole.
That being said, now get in the hole. So now that we have accepted, the way that we actually challenge, Baron, do you have a scarf or a kerchief?
Well, you know what?
Thank you.
I do happen to have something you can use.
Now a man, let's just assume that I'm a man for the moment. Now a man would normally have a kerchief tucked away in here. This was not actually used as a real kerchief. It would be disgusting. It is used as an accent, and it showed status.
This is in fact the kerchief you blew your nose with was in your sleeve.
Yep. So I would take out my kerchief.
Not the snotty one.
No, that would be disgusting.
That would be horrible.
A lot of people now, how have you seen duels be initiated?
You throw it on
The glove.
Very good. Yes, yes.
Glove.
A lot of people hear about the glove.
Give me the
Throw
glove.
down the gauntlet.
Give me
Now the glove. Now the glove.
Give me the big nose glove so I can hit her with it.
No glove, no love.
Would you like the less painful glove?
No.
I can defend myself, thanks. But thank you. Now, the glove actually was not used all that often. What was used, because your kerchief was kept closer to your heart. Pull it out. Sir, now if the offense was sort of light, challenge you to a duel. A little bit more of an grievous offense.
That's twice.
And finally, if it's really bad,
Like your mother smells like cow turds?
that's the one. 1, 2, and I throw it on the floor because I can't even stand to touch something that has touched this foul creature.
Whereas I can pick it up and put it back around.
Yes. So, the duel has been initiated.
Indeed. Now,
Go ahead.
because she's the one who challenged me to a duel, I get to set the terms of the duel. Therein, where, when, and with what weapons. This could get to be absurd in some circles. There was note of a fish duel.
Yep, two giant fishes being hit. But more traditionally,
It was pistols,
pistols,
or daggers.
swords. Those were what was considered to be the real weapons that you would use. A lot of people actually
have sushi.
But we can throw sushi. Why not? I mean, it's raw fish. Ill-prepared sushi. Whoever gets the fugu in first loses. Anyway,
This one's got wasabi!
So we're yeah. Well, let's focus on swords first, because swords was the first way that people would duel. Then they started incorporating pistols. The way that you would duel. Now, who knows the different ways to end a duel? Go for it. Anybody else got a long, preferably sharp weapon? Yes. Yes.
Are we going to go right into weapons? Or are we going to talk
Have
about
fun fighting that one.
first?
Weapon
Not
use.
sure that. Oh, yeah.
The Keyblade exists in this
So
time,
luckily,
though?
I've got
sure. You know, Sorrow
So
is
now-
name of this area.
Now the two of us have swords, but wait! There's more! In order to... So our weapons, we would have to pick a second. Before we actually have any weapons, before we just go out and I slit his throat like that.
See, now they have very busy lives. They can't take the time to deal with
A lot of things to do.
the issue of setting up a duel.
Women to tame.
So they find a close friend, a companion, an associate, an assistant.
This is literally someone you would trust with your life.
Yes.
Because you are.
So let's start the process by Lucretia. Pick your second. Is anyone here willing to be a second for Lucretia?
Now, before you raise your hand, there's one fun rule about seconds. Actually, you want to wait until we pick?
Wait until we pick them.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna go this way, specifically because I don't know you very well. Come on up here. Come on up here a second.
You should go to Conops and get your huge blade.
Oh So stand here for a moment.
I was gonna sit this way.
Professor, let him sit down. She wants to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yes.
You don't trust me with your life?
What? No, I don't.
I'm highly offended, sir.
Now, the second
I challenge you!
Anybody else want to volunteer for a second?
The job of the second, if I can wrangle this circus back in, the job of the second is to make sure, first job is to try and stop the duel from happening. So try and convince me, I don't want to have this duel.
I'm offended.
He's shorter than you.
He is shorter than me.
He's totally not worth it. You could step on him and you wouldn't have.
You know, I could step on
Below
him.
you, completely below you. First of all,
True.
you know what? Below you.
He has a
She handles
hat.
food.
She handles food. Yeah, see, you.
Your hat is stupid, this duel is going on!
You insult my hat.
I did!
I'll let you insult my mother, my honor, and my social circle, but never mind.
She has no thumb.
So this
She
duel is
has
clearly
no
happening.
That's true. Her thus is
It's a false thumb.
So this duel is clearly happening.
Talking out, and now I hate her more.
Up next, it is the offendeds. Since I am offended, I go to my offender, or my second goes to my offender's second, and asks her what weapons we would prefer. So
Bazookas.
Is that your answer?
What weapon would you prefer?
Bazookas.
No.
well, it's not your hold on a second. It's not your place to say that. If he wants bazookas, not only are we going to have to use bazookas, but if I don't know, let's say I'm a person that doesn't know how to use a bazooka, he can give me about somewhere, most of the time he'll give you about 6 months to try and learn and be proficient enough to duel with bazookas.
Because it is dishonorable to.
Well, that's why we're gonna go with.
We're good, yeah.
There'll be a lot of craters
So
everywhere.
instead
It was
of
mostly for the entertainment.
So,
Stop being entertaining.
I can't help it.
I hate you. I'm
I know.
challenging you to a duel.
So we're going to start with swords. Thank you for my keyblade. My keyblade.
Your keyblade.
Someone has a reach advantage.
Oh no, not yet. So you're up here.
There we are. That's a not nice.
So before I kill him again, it is up to the opposite second to check the weapon. So if you could please check his weapon and make sure there's no tomfoolery going on with his weapon.
Just a standard
Come on here,
dagger.
take a look.
Empty the clip.
Yeah, see the Sharpie pointing
It also
end,
opens
handle
doors.
end, and other stuff, rotation.
Okay, now point that towards you.
No, that'd be silly.
So now that the seconds have checked out the weapons, everything's cool, it's nothing crazy.
I have no idea.
Nope, just a standard, throw the middle.
Also, normally they would be the same weapon.
That's the blade, it counts.
It does count, it has a blade. So, while we're talking about fighting, I'll fight left-handed. Because you're a geek. So, who knows how to win a duel? There are a couple of different ways that a duel can end. Can anyone tell me any of them offhand?
Death.
There's death.
There's that one.
That's the one that we hear the most. Anyone else?
Surrender.
First blood, yes. Then there's also actually, yes.